Greetings. Welcome back. Welcome back indeed. Yeah, it's been quite some time for this little old lovely game, has it not? Such a gem cannot be forgotten for too long. But yes, so, while I've been gone, I've been working on the fourth house, the House of Misfits. Don't mind the reference the house is going for. Kudos to you if you know what it is. But who better to lead the House of Misfits than probably one of the biggest misfit builds out there, the Jack of all trades, the Universalist, the, I suppose you could call it, adventurer. It's just all three base paths at 50. Despite it being quite a common build I see on the leaderboards, a lot of people go for this kind of build. Not exactly the best, far from it actually, but I admire it for what it is. Enough to make it all the way to level 100 from start to finish with this build, and making it the leader of the House of the Misfits, the Misfit builds, which is mostly just mixed passive crit builds, really, because mixed passive crit is really hard to pull off when you're not a bard. But yeah, so I believe I showed this before, way back when, in the playlists of my channel somewhere. And I believe I was trying to go for a more balanced build because that's what I'm used to, right? And for the most part, this kind of build works in solo. It's just one small issue is the sustain. You see, going with this build, you only have one healing skill, Healing Light. And while Healing Light is okay, and plus you have a lot of free heal power and concentration from the mage, it is not quite enough to last you for a full 16 rooms in Grand Dungeon. Alright, so that was kind of my main issue with this build. But I took a step back and I realized this build has all three lifesteal skills in the game: Scorching Daggers, Leech Arrow, and Recharge Blow. That's all the three lifesteal skills in the game. And it has Wolf Blow. So those lifesteal skills will hit even harder. And that got me thinking, well, lifesteal is only really good with crit, or if you have like druid levels of heal power. Druid levels of heal power is kind of hard to pull off on a build like this because it has no base damage, so that's why I've got so much will and strength, because it doesn't have any passive damage aside from no mercy, but that's just one thing. So I decided to go for the crit because that's easier to build, I guess. Even though I've been rather annoyed with crit lately, uh, um, this actually works rather well, to be honest. Uh, Normally I don't like going glass cannon, but getting 100 defense and magic defense on a rogue is rather respectable. You will notice a difference between 100 defense and 0 defense, really. Even though it should only be 10%, it feels like a lot more than that. Likely some calculations going on in there, but yes, so. So I went with crit. This is not the best crit gear at all. Trying to get some of the multiplayer crit gear, like the Cycloptic Helmet, takes a long time. Like a long time. This build could be a lot better. Really, but for right now, it's actually rather, pretty solid, actually. Get over 900 attack in magic, which is fine for mixed passive because you have both damage types, so you don't really need to invest so heavily in one type. Or in other words, you don't have to worry about hitting that hard because you can just use the other damage type that enemies are weak to. 100 defense, magic defense. I do have two pieces that are reducing that a little bit, but even so, 80 defense and magic defense works rather well. Decent heal power for a crit build. You don't really need a whole lot of heal power for a rogue. it's beneficial to have some, but you don't need like 2 or 300. 100, 150, that's plenty. And yeah, just some other stats. Now, my crit chance is actually really bad, but I haven't really been struggling with that aspect. I guess because I have good attack and magic, and also I've got a lot of backups plans, right? I've got the warrior that's giving me a whole lot of bulk and on guard, and I've got the mage giving me a lot of extra heal power, so if I'm in a bind, I can heal myself back up to full without too much of an issue. But yeah, this build, after realizing that, crit might be the way to go, really started to shine, actually. Yeah, like after I got the Keen Eye passive, really started to pop off. So, I haven't played this in quite a while. It's been a few months. But I'm going to see if I can make this work. So, for food, I'm going to try to get my crit chance above 1,000. That's a good start there. And realistically, I don't really need much else. I guess I could use more crit chance, to be honest. Sure, I'll use that last one. And, I'll go for some heal power. I would go for defenses, but, yeah, I don't really have any defense food, do I? No. That's fine. So, these stats, 900 attack and magic, 1200 crit chance, 42 crit power. That's about average crit power for a rogue. That's pretty decent, but yeah, the build kind of does synergize pretty well. You get a lot of free defense and magic defense from mage and warrior, a lot of free health from warrior, and a lot of free heal power from mage. So basically, a lot of bulk is there for you, so you can focus on dealing damage instead. Also, one small side note. Okay, it might not be that small, but I chose an earth weapon. Normally, most rogues would go water, for these skills down here and whatnot, like a piercing arrow. But well, one, I don't have those, but two, I went with earth because I prefer earth on crit builds. They're a lot easier to work around. Water I usually have for my bruisers, which I guess it's because most mixed passive gear is water, but yeah, I only have one earth skill and one water skill, so I like to keep the elements balanced, so I use a water or earth weapon. Initially, I had water because of the harp up here, the Moonfire harp, giving a lot of attack and magic. But not a whole lot of synergy there, but with earth, there's a lot you can do with earth on a crit build, especially a mixed passive one, but I guess you'll see what I mean by that. Let's get in here, and also, just so you know, I might not make it through all the way, because this is still a crit build. If I fail to crit too many times in a row and, some really scary enemies start showing up, I might not make it, but, just fair warning. So starting off with the Firewind Shield, not too shabby. It's a good enemy to buff on, really. If I could actually hit it. So yeah, the damage, pretty decent. Not too bad. Yeah, Flame Sparks is one thing. For crit builds, especially rogues don't have an earth skill. So I usually have earth as their weapon, but also Flame Sparks resist physical damage, so having an earth like slash or thrust really helps in that respect. Now, of course, I am mixed passive, so that's a little less relevant, but some of my reasoning there. Let's get a little bit of that. So, already on the first boss, my agility is annoyingly higher than I want it to be. Because if I go first, I might waste this icing shock. But if it goes first, well, I don't really know. So I'm going to play it safe and go Wolf Blow. Okay, so I do have initiative. Right. I don't know if I want to use that icing shock. It's my only water skill. And I am low on health, so that does magic damage. You know, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Get my health up just a little bit. And yeah, we'll do Scorching Daggers. That's fine. Saw the Wolf Blow on there. I'm gonna use this right quick. The Boggy Chubby. No, the usual procedure for Boggy Chubby, just to hit it with Sneak Attack. Because it is rather expendable. Like, you know that whole thing about rogues, it's like, well, you can use dots to get around tanks. But I have found that is not all that efficient because the glass cannon rogues can't really take that much damage from tanks. And, yeah, and if you're going like mixed passive, you don't really need. Excuse me. Having some throat issues out of nowhere. The old frog in the throat, yeah. Another fire windshield with all these tanky enemies. Second golem. Second boss. Okay, it has initiative. I would like to heal. So, I'm going to use Shield Bash just to get my defense up just a little bit. Let me use that. And hopefully I will crit here. I might not, though. Okay, they can just miss. That's fine. That means I can buff up again. I'm okay with taking a burst damage from Golem. Because it's only second boss Golem. If it was like third or fourth boss Golem, I probably wouldn't want to get bursted, but yeah. Okay, that's fine. Might be dangerous. I'm at low health. Not a good enemy to find at low health, I must admit. Flamespark is weak to earth. A little bit of a charge blow. Alright. You know, not too shabby so far. Getting lucky with the crits and all that. I swear, I'm leveling a couple of other mixed passive crit builds, the mixed passive Assassin and Ranger, and they have around 1200 crit, and they are struggling to crit, so I'm not too sure what's going on here. Alright, so Event Chest. This is awkward, because I don't want to hit too hard, but at the same time, I need to actually kill it. Yeah, if you get the Event Chest's health too low, it will bite you and nearly kill you. I'm going to use a On Guard there just to make sure I don't die in one hit. And I think I would use Fireball and Magic Ball. But I'm going to go for a Wolf Blow because it hits for a lot less. Yeah, you see. If I were to crit with the Fireball with counter, probably would have knocked his health down not low enough. So it shouldn't bite me here. Not quite. Going to evade, that's fine. So hopefully I'll crit here and luckily heal myself. Yep, alright. Just well. Yeah, I swear that Event Chest is just RNG in a box. It's harrowing. Quite so, alright. The final leg of the journey. I don't know what I want to do here. Probably didn't need to do that, actually. I forgot it's Water Mirror. Water Mirrors do magic damage. I will do this, just to keep my health up just a little bit. Oh, that hurt. I forgot Water Mirrors actually do hurt. They are tanky enemies, but they actually do some damage. A bruiser at heart. I cannot fault them. More fire wind shields. Oh, excuse me. Good lord. Alright. Not doing the best here, but alright, there we go. Good old water drop to heal any rogue that's in trouble. You again. Alright, we'll try the same thing as before. Get more health now, so I shouldn't be in as much danger. Yep. Unless I don't crit, that might be an issue. Yeah. Alright, so now it's going to bite. It's only got one evasion buff up right now, though. So, I have on guard. Oh, I've only got 1,000 health, though. Ooh. So, I have to counter so I don't get bursted, because it bites with water. I guess I can go with... I will go with Thrust. Just because I have a bit more attack than magic right now. Okay, didn't crit. I got it. Yeah, if it would have crit there, I probably would have died. Not too shabby. Not the best staff, but, I'll take it. Not that bad, yeah. As you can see. Went way better than before with the Bruiser. Because having all that crit with the 3 lifesteal skills in the game and Wolf Blow, even though I didn't really utilize Wolf Blow with the lifesteal there. Apologies, I didn't really have an opportunity to, so... but yeah, it's actually not that bad. Not nearly as bad as I initially thought it was, so... Yeah, I guess give it a try. Now, it is a challenge to level up. I will tell you that. Mostly because it's mixed passive and crit. Mixed passive is already kind of difficult to level up, if I'm honest. But you throw the commitment required for crit in there, and it's rough, yeah. But yeah, that's a pretty good showcase there. I've got more. I've got another Universalist, the one that focuses solely on stats, and the alternative mixed passive Druid, and then mixed passive Assassin, Ranger, Crit Monk, or mixed passive Crit Monk, I should say, and a couple of these weird pathless ones. Yeah, this house is going to be hell to level up. Actually, it's been hell to level up, I'm going to be honest. It makes me miss the days of just being a bruiser. Just chilling with like 300, 400 defense and magic defense. But oh well. So yeah, I guess that's all. That is the Universalist. I shall see you around. I might be recording something for the rest of the house one day. But yeah, I'm rambling now. I'll see you around.